Mm-mm. I got a lot of Lady Gaga in my head today, Frankie C. So a little extra juice on this episode, I think.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm on the edge of glory, hanging on a
With a
podcast with
poker
you.
face.
um,
And Just Dance.
Weird things happening. There was a bank collapse, the worst since the 08-09 fiasco. The Chris Rock, Will
Like a
Smith
financial
drama.
collapse or a
Yeah,
physical collapse? Oh,
financial.
got it.
Chris Rock and the Will Smith drama continues. Plus, Oscar costs. Like, we have to talk about how much the Oscars are costing. I think it's hysterical. Pedro Pascal and his crazy coffee order is like breaking the internet, and there's worms raining down in China.
What?
Yep.
Is it like Wormnado?
I don't think it's Wormnado. It's weird when shit happens in other parts of the world because you can't confirm it. Like, you just can't.
Yeah, I mean, what's your source on this?
Well, there's pictures of it, there's video of it, and is it worms or is it just like shit from trees? There's people on both sides of the argument making an argument, basically saying, and I'll give you the reason why people think it's actually worms. It's kind of crazy and ridiculous. But the photographs are weird.
Can we start with that?
No, let's tease it. Let's tease it all the way through.
You suck.
You
worm tease.
Yeah, I'm a big worm tease. I'm a huge worm tease. Hold on, Frankie C. I gotta say goodnight to my children. Good night, beautiful. Say hi to Frankie C. Uncle Frankie. Give me a kiss. All right.
Good night, guys.
I'll see you tomorrow morning. All right. Sorry. Important stuff.
You really have to learn. You got to learn how to change whatever that.
Yeah.
You change that picture.
I did it once, and now I don't know where it is. I know.
Okay.
I know. All right. So the top story of the day: Silicon Valley Bank had a meltdown. In fact, being described as a stunning collapse, the worst bank collapse since the 08-09 financial crisis. Basically, what happened is, and if people who don't know, Silicon Valley Bank is a 40-year-old bank. They primarily lend to startups and tech companies. So Silicon Valley.
Okay.
Yeah, no, name works. But they go ahead.
I was gonna say it's this one bank just went bankrupt. Is that a thing?
What happened is they reported a $1.8 billion loss on their bond holdings this week, and then everybody made a run on the bank. Yeah, so they all tried to pull their money out. Like, it was kind of crazy. There was the NYPD got called to the branch that was here in the city because people were like pounding down the doors to get their money out of the bank. Yeah.
ATM.
No shit. I mean, it's kind of weird. They're FDIC insured, right? So they're probably mostly everybody is going to be okay. The Fed took them over. So everybody who was running the bank is out. The Fed's in charge, and they're going to, I guess, navigate their way through some sort of a sale.
All right. I mean, what else can you do? You hand it over. Now the government runs it?
They had to stop trading. They had to do all, because the thing, they when that kind of stuff happens, now you have to contain it, because if it starts to bleed out into other financial institutions, not a good thing. And well, that's what happened that's what was the 08-09 collapse, right? Lehman and all these guys were all intertwined with each other, and when one fell, the next one fell, and then that was it. It started the whole collapse of the whole system. So they got to figure this out. It doesn't seem like people are too nervous, but I can remember when like Bear Stearns was starting to go under and everybody was like, oh, we're going to be okay. And then it was just 6 years of trying to recover from the housing crisis. So
I'm, I mean, keeping your money in a bank, is it worth the point whatever percent interest you get a year? I mean, put it in your mattress. It'll be fine.
well, what's
Put it in a
crazy?
wall
Like
safe.
no real rich people put their money in a bank. I mean, they put it in a bank, but not like the bank like you and I use.
No, it's a bank that's like 12 stories underground and like guarded by, you know, people all dressed in one color and like with guns and shit. It's
Yeah,
like a
because I
James Bond type bank.
yeah, because I forget what I think it's like 250,000 or like 500,000. I don't know. There's some number that it's that your account is insured up to, and then after that, that's it. So if you got a millionaire on your hands, that money is in some other financial institution. They're doing something else with it other than like, just going to the bank. That's
Yeah,
why,
they're taking your money and they're investing it in stuff. And do you see anything with it?
well, I
I
mean,
don't know
all
what you're
banks
going
are
to do with
doing
it.
that, right? All banks are doing that, and you're getting a whatever 2% or whatever it is on it. But yeah, those guys they're doing bigger things in other banks. That's why I don't know if you remember. I think it was Stephen Cohen, but a couple of years ago, he went to the ATM and took out. There's an ATM. There's a Capital One bank in East Hampton,
Hmm.
and I think it was Stephen Cohen. I could be wrong, but anyway, it was some rich person. But he took money out of the ATM, and it showed he had like I don't know, $40 million in the bank. Like it was on his receipt, like $40 million or something
That's
crazy like
something.
that. Yeah. And people were like, what is he doing with all that money? But he has so much money, he could put $40 million into a Capital One account. It's not that big of a deal. Like he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got multiple banks. I'm sure it's not all in one place.
100%.
Right? If you're a billionaire, I don't think you put all billion whatever dollars into one place. That would be kind of foolish.
Yeah, no, you spread it around. Thank you, Robin. Yeah, $250,000 of your money is federally insured. So anything over that, you can lose if shit goes down.
Really? I feel like so even billionaires they could lose it all just because the bank goes tits up.
Well, but they're in different things. Yeah. So I mean, if they're invested, they're in different like financial institutions that are giving them different rates of return on investments and all kinds of other stuff. I don't know. I'm not a millionaire. I don't know exactly
No,
entirely
I
how it works.
I feel like if I have up $2 billion, 250,000 of it is insured, and the rest is all. Oh, well, we lost it.
And no, in those other banks, it's a bit of a different thing. But in the FDIC, the Fed, they will guarantee your 250,000. You can never lose that. That will be there.
Yeah, but if I've got a billion, I'm like 250,000. Really? Thanks. Appreciate it.
Like a bank can't just
That's
close
nothing
up.
to a billionaire.
Yeah, no, but like a bank can't just close up, or SVP can't just like go out of business and then you're shit out of luck. You lost your 250K. They can't do that. The federal government ensures that you can get that money back.
No, I get that. I get that. But what I'm saying is, if I have $1 billion in that bank, I'm only insured for up to 250,000.
Well, that's why nobody in their right mind, except for crazy billionaires, would put anything over $250,000 into a consumer bank, Capital One or Wells Fargo. They just wouldn't do that. They would go into Merrill Lynch or one of the financial institutions. They give it to them to hold their money. So, good question from Mercury.
You need a yeah. Go ahead.
Good question from Mercury 7 here. You mean you don't have your money at a Swiss bank account? That's not what I said. I just said I don't have a million of it. Don't worry about where my money is and what country's holding it.
Right. I would put my money in a big Scrooge McDuck like vault.
To swim in it?
Just swim in it. I mean, jump in naked. Whatever you want to do with it. It's in the vault. Put it in the vault. It's in the vault.
Frank, listen, you have nothing to worry about. My money and the podcast show money is invested in Bitcoin. So we are fine. There's no reason for concern.
We're set. We're golden. Beautiful.
Our good buddy Brian the Cat of Bannon, dating in the Hamptons tip. Hit the ATM trash bin for a receipt that shows a high balance when giving your phone number. Play it off and write your phone number on the back. That is a solid tip. Solid tip.
So lie. Got it.
Yeah, always
Just
lie.
lie. Why don't just lie? Okay,
Mm.
got it.
It's funny. I'm
Easy
trying
enough.
to. I wonder if Brian remembers that story because it was a big story that they found that ATM receipt. But here's the other fun thing about the East Hampton ATM. You know how every ATM lets you choose like $20 is the basic,
Yeah.
denomination. The the default in East Hampton is $100.
You can't take out less than 100.
I'm not sure if you can. You might be able to, but the thing it defaults to is $100 denomination.
That's funny.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like those high. It's like those high stakes tables in a casino. It's like, who's going over there?
Yeah.
They're always empty. Why even have them? For the maybe one person a year that comes by, and it's like, I'm going to spend $1 million here.
No, the worst is when you go sit at like a $10 blackjack table and then like 3 minutes pass and then they change the little plate and it's like $50 minimum. And you're like, what happened?
The worst is when you're sitting there at a $10 table and you've got $50 on a hand, and the guy next to you has $10 on the hand and he takes forever to make his move. He's like, what do I do here? I don't know. Just anything, whatever.
Yeah.
Who cares? It's like you're acting like you got $1,000 on this hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's $10.
I agree. Yeah. They're sitting there with 18 going, maybe I'll get a 3. And you're like, I should be able to murder you right here without any defense.
Yeah, that should be legal.
Right?
That should be fine. Could go to the camp. Your Honor, just look at ask the dealer. He was there. Did he hit on 18? No. And it's not the point. He was contemplating hitting on 18, and that was enough. He said it out loud. He said the words out loud. And that was it. I had to take him down for the good of everybody in the casino.
All right, speaking of gambling, here comes our gambling expert, and that's Jay Sabs.
Woo!
What up, Jay Sabs?
Ow.
What are you?
What is snake eyes?
What's the high roller Jay Sabs playing with when you sit down at the blackjack table? What are you going down with?
I don't go down at the table with less than 500.
What are you playing at the $10 table? First of all, what is your game at the casino?
It's the same game as my lovers.
Craps?
My pretend lover, who I wish was my lover, but it's not my lover. You know who? He's 70. Jesus.
Yeah, no, I get it. You
play? I have no idea.
You don't know what game he plays?
Poker?
No. He plays Let It Ride. He plays Let It Ride.
Which is what you're hoping he says to you one day.
I wish.
Zing.
Got it.
I mean, only.
That's an annoying game. You either hit one really good hand, or you sit there and you lose everything really fast. I mean, really fast. Because you play.
That's why I like it for the thrill.
You're betting like $45 on one hand, and it's like, it's insane. Not good.
Jay Sabs, any truth to the rumor that you only go to Atlantic City for the homeless people?
No, there's plenty enough here nowadays. But thanks, Biden. But thanks, COVID. But thanks, Fauci. But
Where's the thanks, Trump?
Oh, there was a whole lot of less homeless people when he was in office.
Who, Trump?
I don't think.
Yeah. Why don't we call up our friend who's in charge of the homeless right now in the city? Shall we?
He's in charge of the homeless.
Well,
that's why it's going so poorly now.
Right.
Is that his official title? I'm in charge of homeless people.
You know what's funny though?
Yeah.
Doesn't it? I wonder if other people feel the same way. Like when you see your friend who you can only view as the biggest schmuck you know, and that goes for every one of my friends, these two included.
Thanks.
When you look at them and you go, "What is your job?" And they're like, "Oh, I oversee like 6 people," and you're like, "Really? Like they let you oversee 6 people? That's what you're doing?"
I don't know what most of my friends do.
Is it like
I would fail that test.
You have no idea. Do you know what Anthony does?
Well, I know what Anthony does.
I want to know something. You, Frank. What do you do?
You don't want to know what Frank does. You don't want to know.
Do you still do what I thought you did years ago?
Probably.
What I was going to say.
Are you still doing the same job that you did a couple years ago? When you
Yes.
were
Yes,
talking about with my friend who worked there doing the same job.
He's not supposed to talk about his other radio
Probably.
work on this thing. So yes.
Why not?
Because
What is it?
he's just not. Just to avoid issues.
This is not even the same thing. It's not
That's
even the
why-
same thing. I mean, this
Whatever.
is better.
Just take
but
our word for it.
Anyway, what I was going to say was, it's like, we know a pharmacist, and I'm kind of like, I've seen you gamble. I don't know how they're letting you dole out. Like, I've seen you raise 1,500, and there's only 1,200 chips there. So I don't know why we're letting you count pills and give it to old people.
That's a good point.
Right.
you know how like they always say, I mean, on Friends, Chandler, you never knew what he did. Like, would you happen to know what he did right now if I asked you? No.
No. Well, I mean, I don't know what your husband does. I mean, I know he tells people to restart his computer,
He
but
doesn't even do that anymore.
that's very vague.
Yeah, no idea then.
I don't know what your brother does, and he's explained it to me at least 12 times.
Right.
You know, and I don't really get it. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's doing something illegal. I'm fairly certain it's not legal.
I am very interested in people's careers. So I happen to know pretty much every friend of mine what they do. Because I'm interested in people.
I have a vague idea of what your brother-in-law does.
No.
But that's probably it.
What do you mean vague? Say, what do you think he does? Say it.
He can I say it?
Yeah.
He rents construction equipment.
No.
Or he rents out construction.
That's what I was going to say. I'm pretty sure that's what he does.
Well, let's see. I know he used to do that. I don't know if he's actually the service manager anymore, which is like
so you
when
don't know
those
either.
trucks break down, he's in charge of like getting people to fix them.
So maintenance on the equipment that they rent out.
Sorta.
Right. So it was
Sorta.
in the ballpark. But you don't know either.
No, I think I'm right. But
What
I
else
know
is new?
I know. Oh, he's bringing in the big guns tonight.
Damn right.
Did you know what I used to do?
No, I still don't know what you used to do.
You know what
Steal
my previous
salads?
No, that was my younger days. You don't know what my most previous job. You don't know what I did.
I thought you worked for a company that made screws. That's what I thought. Am I right? Did you do that at one point?
I worked for a company that bought aerospace hardware, and we distributed it. So we were a distributor of aerospace hardware.
See, look at Frank's face. That is what the fuck? How is that even a thing? What is that? How does that happen?
So you buy it from people who make the airplane equipment and give it to the airlines? Why can't they just buy straight from?
I
I
don't.
get it.
You know what? Because we didn't just sell one specific kind. We sold so many different things that some people just make screws, some people just make nuts, some people just make bolts. So I know it's very, and believe you me, I'm not even kidding you. I worked in Manhattan, I worked on Wall Street, I worked in fashion. This job I had the hardest boss at this job on Long Island.
Yeah, because he had a screw loose.
But
No, don't. See that kind of thing. You got to ignore it and hope.
I know.
And just
I should have,
let
right?
him
Because
sit
look
with
at
it
he's
for a
going to be
little bit.
fucking laughing for 5 minutes.
You can't give that attention.
No.
Miss Justice, Anthony told Frank to have more attitude last episode. That's true. I did say that.
Wait.
I did.
That's true, and it's coming.
He did.
But
Yeah,
you still didn't say what I did.
I thought you did screws. I thought you were
Screw you. That's what you do.
the screwdriver guy.
Hold on, I used to say I'm in the screw business.
Yeah. You
No.
made sure the weirdo girl with the hot
So you
dog
sell-
machine didn't get out of control. That was your job.
That is one of my.
You sell airplane parts to airlines. Is that what it is?
Yeah, but what was my job?
You were like, I don't know. You
Assistant to
ran
the
Owner.
assistant to the regional
like
manager.
the right.
So
She was the assistant regional manager.
I was the owner's assistant. So basically,
There you go.
whatever. Controlling the hot dog lady was one.
Yeah.
Taking the
How is
hot
that a
dog
whole
ladies.
business?
It's a whole business.
How many people worked in your office?
Between 12 and 15.
You would think you'd need 2 people to do this. I mean, how does 15 people have a job?
So here's what I'm picturing. I'm picturing
Thank you, Mercury.
there's a
Go ahead.
company that makes, there's maybe, I don't know, 10 companies that make airline parts. And you go, all right, company A, we don't like your stuff. Company B, yours is good. We'll buy that. Hey, let's sell it to American Airlines. You want this part? No. Like, I don't, what do you, isn't it the same stuff every time? And how many new airplanes? I've never seen a new airplane. They're all from the 70s. So is it just like repair parts? What do you,
Stop
they're not
flying
building new
Spirit
planes.
Airlines, Frank.
Never. I want to be on a plane where if there's too many people, it's too heavy. We got to get you off. That's the airplane I want to be on.
It's not just aerospace, I should say that. And there's probably, oh my, there's thousands, believe it or not, there's thousands of companies that make these things. So it's not only that, it's like,
I understand making it.
Yep.
I know there are companies that make the parts, and then there are companies that need the parts. But you're in the middle of that, right?
Yep.
And you need 15 people to be
company
like,
that makes the parts.
hey, we've got these parts. You want to buy these parts? You need 15 people for that?
There was only about maybe 5 salespeople. But here's the thing. I won't say they're salespeople because for me personally, to be a salesperson, you have to go out for business. They were more customer service. Everything that we got was incoming. We never went out for business.
They needed so many plane screws that the phone was ringing off the hook at all times.
No, not at all times.
Oh.
All right, I'm gonna ask you an old Seinfeld joke question.
Oh God, let's see if I get it.
Do airplanes have keys?
Oh God, no.
Do you need to start the plane, or is it just flicking switches?
It's just flicking
I'm
switches.
sure,
I think
like a prop plane has like a key, probably like a little one-person plane probably has a key. I don't know, or is that just flicking switches?
I don't know, but like I said, we didn't just do airplanes. We did like stuff that went into machine tanks and like government contract stuff. No joke.
She wasn't just
guns.
an importer, Frank. She was an importer exporter.
Importer exporter. I got you. You wanted to quit the importing and focus solely on the export.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
So yeah, and then also like
All right.
military guns, and you basically like anything military.
So you sold weapons to Al Qaeda?
Probably.
Okay.
So if I made some kind of part and I called you up and said, "Can you sell this to an airline?" Would that be good? Or I have to be some kind of reputable person that makes things.
Reputable.
I can't just make a plane part.
No.
That's crazy.
Tie my tires off my car and be like, "Put this on a plane."
Well, okay, in Utah, I worked where they make the airplane waste tanks. Now that's a shitty job.
But
I say this all the time.
Again, you ignore that.
I know. I'm sorry.
The company I used to work for, the radio company, the owner was her family was a billion. They were billionaires. And I remember the day I found out like how they made their money, and it was through cardboard boxes. And I was like, the person who was telling me, I was like, did they like invent like a better cardboard box or something? Like, was there like a leap in the cardboard box? And they were like, no, they just make cardboard boxes. I'm like, you just make them and you make $1 billion? I'm like, yep, basically. That's basically what it all comes down to. I think they I think like they made the cardboard that like the Big Macs came in. So they had like an endless supply, so there was people they were moving fucking cardboard around. But
Right.
still,
I
that
could see
seems
that.
like
That's like a weird thing to make
But
money
everything
off
comes
of.
in boxes, man. Everything. Anything there's always boxes being shipped all over the place. I feel like that's like a never-ending.
yeah, the Amazon.
They
And
invent
then
something better than cardboard. What are we doing?
And then I go, they sell like cardboard nationwide? And the person was like, no, only only in the Midwest. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, they only have the Midwest and they're pulling in a bill? It's fucking crazy.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's no way you grow up saying, I'm going to sell a car. That's a job you fall into somehow.
Yeah.
And yet you're a billionaire now.
Yeah.
That's not a dream job, but you do it and you make $1 billion.
Makes you feel like, should we work so hard moving these airplane screws around so much, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You think they're just regular screws or like special airplane screws?
I don't know. Ask her. She
like,
knows.
Can you go in there with a Phillips head, or is it like a special airplane tool you need for
that? Some of them did take that. We did get requests for that, but the sizes were more important. Size matters.
I knew it.
The sizes were more than...
many years ago, I'm saying like 30 years ago, maybe, my uncle, where they live. They live next to an airport, and planes take off right over the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
He found a bolt in his pool.
Oh, wow. That sucks.
An airplane.
Jeez. Yep. We sold them. We bought those too and sold those too.
So he was swimming one day, and there it was, sitting at the bottom of his pool, a gigantic bolt off of a plane.
Damn.
No, and that suck.
That's
God
scary.
knows what that went to.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah. Frank, can you sell her the sink thingies? I only had one, and it is gone. It did not make the kitchen renovation.
Oh.
Don't you think it's amazing though that like a plane never crashed in our neighborhood growing up? People who don't know.
Close though.
Yeah, all three of us lived right near JFK Airport, and there would be a plane passing over our houses. What would you say?
Every 20 minutes.
Yep.
What? I was going to say 3 or 4
10
planes.
minutes. I was going to say 10 minutes, but
yeah, I mean there was 20 planes in an hour. Like
Well, right over our neighborhood, you'd see planes way up in the sky, but I'm talking about the low ones that are coming in for landings or taking off.
Yeah.
I'd say once every 15, 20 minutes.
It's kind of weird. Where was the one that crashed? That was where? In the Rockaways?
Bell Harbor?
The Rockaway, Bell Harbor.
Bell Harbor, yeah. Then that was what? How many months after 9/11 was that?
It was like 3 or 4 months.
Yep.
I think it was like that November or December. I think it was December maybe.
I said it here before, but I was going to school during that time, and the girl who I was going to school with, her mother and her aunt died on that.
On that plane, the Bell Harbor.
Yep.
They were on the plane?
Yep. And they tried to suspend her from school. I told her, I'll never forget this. That was my little Elle Woods moment, where I was like, we need to petition this, because I guess in college, the rule is if you are out more than 10 days in a row, that's it. You're done for that semester. Meanwhile, the girl had to go to Dominican Republic and like have the funeral and wake there. So I think it was like 12 days that she missed. And they tried to like kick her out. We were like, no. Do you realize what just happened?
Have some kind of soul.
Yeah, right.
Bastards.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
But anyway, we won. We won.
You saved her? You saved her college career?
I did.
What does she do today? Is she curing cancer, or is she a drug dealer?
Probably a drug dealer. But
damn. You had no way of knowing.
She's a drug dealer with a college degree. So
that's because of you.
Yeah.
I remember I was at St. John's. I remember when that plane went down. Somebody walked in and goes, the plane crashed in the Rockaways. And I was like, are you sure it was the Rockaways? And the guy was like, I don't know. I grabbed my bag. I grabbed my bag, and the teacher's like, where are you going? I go, I fucking live in, I don't want to say where, but, and they were like, it's like, he says to me, he goes, so what can you do about it? I'm like, I'm fucking leaving. I'm like, I'm not sitting here, and I don't know what's going on or where the hell this is, And this is what, 2001, 2002?
That is
2001. I'm pretty sure.
It is a conspiracy about that plane too.
That it was shot down. Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
that one, and the TWA one. Remember, TWA was at 800 that crashed. It took off from JFK and crashed all the way out here on the eastern end of Long Island. People say they still, to this day, they say they saw something go up there and hit that plane.
Yep.
Yeah.
I believe it.
That's weird.
It's crazy stuff. But I remember, like you said, like when they first said that plane went down, everyone like immediately is like, "Oh, another terrorist attack." But then they're like,
absolutely.
"No,
That's what
just
people thought.
whatever." Did they ever find out why?
It's an insane.
Wyatt.
I have no idea.
Crazy.
Who's Wyatt? What?
Why did the Bell Harbor one go down?
Oh, what was the reason why they? I don't know. Was it a bird strike? I don't know.
I don't remember.
Bird strike.
I thought something just happened with the engine or something, and it just was trying to take off, and it just lost power or something. That's what I understand.
Well,
that was 20 years ago.
I'll just say the last few weeks with airplanes, they have not had good luck at all. Damn.
Why?
I mean, airplanes kind of crashing into each other on the runway. There's been a few.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that one. Was it the FedEx one or whatever? I forget what it was. But there was one that had totally ignored the tower's warnings.
Okay, and then they crashed on that island, and that guy survived for like years.
That's not.
What? What?
Wait, you want to hear something funny? On the way back from Minnesota, the TV actually worked, and that movie was on. And as we're literally taking off, it's crashing.
They showed Castaway.
Yes. And I was like, I can't believe this. And then I was like, well, what if I shut it off? Then it's bad luck. So I had to watch it. People behind me were probably like, you fucking asshole, you're watching this now. I had to.
So you didn't have a choice? That was the only thing being shown?
No, but I felt like if I turned it off, then it would be bad luck.
No, but I mean, it was just watch this one movie or watch nothing.
No, it was on cable. It was on cable. It was on cable, and I was like,
That was an all-time line. I felt like if I turned it off, it would be bad luck.
Yeah, exactly. Hello, EVH has a very good question, and I already know my answer. Would you help break up a fight with a crazy guy on a plane? 100%. Go ahead.
Well, we analyzed the last fight. Which, if anybody didn't see, the big one was this guy stood up and what do you have in his hand? Like a pen?
A metal spoon.
A metal spoon. Okay, even worse. And he started threatening everybody, talking about how he was going to kill everybody, and then he charged the cockpit.
Yep.
And then, like, people, like, eventually, like,
I'm sure.
was it one of the stewardess, one of the flight attendants that like tackled him, and then eventually, like, a bunch of people jumped on him.
Yeah.
Nice. So what happened with that guy? Was he like just some nut job, or was
he?
Yeah,
of course he had like a lot of priors for like I think one of them was stalking, and I was like, ooh, because that reminded me of our stalking conversation too the other day. But I'll tell you right now,
was this like a planned attack by like a group, or was it just this lone guy out being nuts?
A lone guy.
Yeah, it was a lone guy, but it was like right after the other guy who was in the airport screaming the Eminem song at the top of his lungs to the cop who just wanted him to, I forget, leave or just be quiet or whatever. The guy was like screaming, "Take a stand" and all this crazy shit. People are fucking wacky.
Here's my question: are there still air marshals on every plane with a gun?
Yeah, sure.
I don't think so. I don't
think so either.
There are.
I don't think so. There might be, but.
Are.
I think post 9/11 there was one on like every fucking flight, and now I just don't think it's.
I think they are.
Every time I fly, I try to look at everyone's face on the plane to see who's the air marshal, who I think of the air marshal is. I love it.
It's hard to figure out because you never know.
It is, but actually my sister-in-law sent me. They are hiring for that. And I would love that job. How cool would that be with me with a loaded gun taking down a terrorist on the plane? I mean, I could fucking see the.
See, I don't think they'd hire you because you're the person that's hoping for someone to go crazy on a plane.
This in my seat.
You're like, all right, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's do this. No, you want there to be nothing happening, so you don't have to do anything. That's the goal.
You didn't answer if you would rush the crazy guy on the plane.
All right, I'll tell
I
you.
know Anthony wouldn't, but go ahead.
No, here's my answer. I 1000% would, and I'll tell you why. There's some sort of
Get more podcast viewers. Go ahead.
the what?
What?
Get more podcast viewers.
Yeah, I'd be screaming the website on the
Anthony on it.
No, but I'll tell you why. Because if you're at a bar or if you're on a street corner or wherever, nobody gives a shit because everybody can leave. Nobody has skin in the game. But on an airplane, I think if you jump up, you're more likely to have 3 or 4 people right behind you. So I have a lot more. I don't know what that is, but I think there's some sort of airplane confidence where if you jump in, people are going to jump in with you because they don't want this guy to fucking take the plane down.
You get more. You get bigger balls, is what you're saying.
Yeah, you put the same fight, same guy, same everything at a bar. You jump in, there's a chance that nobody will help you.
People walk away. People leave. People go, nope, I'm staying out of this. But yeah, if someone goes crazy on a plane, anybody who can is probably going to jump in. Like if
Frank, you would?
You know, I would if it's someone, if I can get to the guy before someone else does, or even if not, I'd get up and try. You know, if the guy is 10, 12 seats ahead of me, and someone tackles him, or no one's going after him, I'll go after him. It's either I get him, or he gets, either he takes over the plane and something really bad happens, or it just happens to me and someone else takes care of him. So either way,
right,
I'm going after him.
You know how I know it would? Because, and not even think about it, because when my boss almost had a fight with that guy in the car dealership, I stepped between. I don't know, it just came, I didn't even think. I just came between him and grabbed him away from the guy. And I was like, pretty, impressed with myself after that. I was like, all right, Janine, you stopped a fight right there. But I would love to just tackle someone in the middle of an airplane.
Plus, an airplane is easier too because they don't have a weapon on them for the most part.
Yeah, exactly.
They went through security, so
yeah, but they could weapon out of almost out of anything. A pen, like you said, anything could be.
I think I would have laughed at that guy if he jumped up in front of me with a fucking spoon. Like, what are you gonna do? Spoon us to death? What are you doing? Sit down.
If it's metal, it's not harmless.
The guy,
you gotta be careful.
He didn't sound scary though to me. He sounded funny when he was talking. Like it was almost like, come on, dude. Like really? Like it was a joke. Like, but listen.
Oh, people, for the most part, when someone gets into a fight, I always go, you just look stupid. But if it's, like fights to me, the two people involved in a fight just look really dumb. But this is different. This is if someone jumps up, and if it's a fight between two people, it has nothing to do with the airplane, and they're not trying to take over, then maybe I'll let other people get it. This doesn't, whatever. But if it's like some guy jumps up and is ready to take the plane down, I'm sure everybody's going to tackle him. I'd jump in.
Well, I said this when we were talking about it off the air. Like the fact that guy ran up 14 rows and not one person stuck their leg out is beyond me.
I would have definitely
Yeah, but once you do that, you got to be prepared to hold him down. You got to take him out because if he trips, gets up, and you're still strapped in, you still got your seat. You didn't manage to undo your seatbelt yet. You're kind of screwed. But no, if it's a fight, you got to break up a fight on a plane. I would jump up. If two people are fighting and it has nothing to do with me, if it's just shouting, I would say something. But if it's a physical fight, yeah, you got to break that up before it gets out of hand.
I think it's a lie. I don't think Frank would get involved.
Really?
I think he would put a blanket over himself like he was just not there.
Like,
I was sleeping. What happened?
There's a fight. I wish I would have seen that.
Wait, didn't you say he does something funny on the plane, Anthony?
What, throw up?
Yeah.
That is, if you think throw up's funny, then yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you could throw up on the guy. That would stop him.
That would be. Send it. Just projectile.
Wait, you get sick on planes?
Not anymore. I used to, but I get motion sickness pretty easily. If I have food in my stomach and something's good, I'm on a plane or I'm like passenger in a car, I get motion sickness. But if I don't have anything really in my stomach, then I'll be fine.
Let me ask you a question. When was the last time, this is for everybody, when was the last time you had a really pleasurable, enjoyable flight? Was it Minnesota for you?
Going home from Minnesota because there was no turbulence. I was by myself. I got to watch the shows about the Murdoch family, and and no one sat next to me. I was by myself in a three-row seat,
That's
three-seat
awesome.
row.
Yeah.
I stretched out.
That's
How about
pretty
you?
good. I can't remember the last time I had an enjoyable flight. I don't.
The seat is always just uncomfortable. I feel like I'm just not. You can't. I feel like it's rude to put the seat back. Am I alone on that?
It is, but I do it.
You do it. You see, you're a jerk.
Especially if the guy in front of me does it, then I'm like,
Yeah.
I have nowhere to go.
Right.
Yeah. I want to be like the seat right in front of the emergency exit so there's no one behind me.
Oh, wait a minute. I completely forgot this. And I just remembered. Frank. Okay, we talked about having your phone on airplane mode, right?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Going to Minnesota. Now, this is a smaller plane. It was only about 100 seats, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to the flight attendant. She was like pretty often, right? Because there was really not many people on the plane. They didn't say anything about turning your phone off or turning it to airplane mode. So I was on my phone and I go, "Oh, I'm sorry." She goes, "Oh, doesn't really matter." And I was like, "Where's Frank? Where's Frank right now?
What?
Okay, where's Frank?"
Well, maybe something's changed because last time I was on a plane, they made a point to say, make sure all your electronic devices are turned off or your phones are turned to airplane mode. So the guy that I'm sitting, it was me, empty seat, and a guy he was on his laptop and he's got his phone and he's doing them, and I could see sending emails and stuff. I'm like, and we're literally moving towards the runway, and I'm like, dude, I said, and I told him,
Oh, I would have punched you. Go ahead.
I said, you got to make sure, you got that on airplane mode. He's, oh yeah, and he closed it all up, and he was nice about it.
You said something to him?
I did.
Yeah, don't you remember? Because I was like, "That's a dick move."
I do remember.
That's not a dick move. I don't want. Listen, there's a problem. I don't want it to be. Ah, shit! I should have told this guy. It's on me, guys. I saw it and I didn't say anything.
You didn't want to be on a deserted island playing with your Wilson.
volleyball.
That's such a Larry David, Jerry Seinfeld bit, though.
Yeah,
Like everybody getting mad at you and not him.
Yeah, you saw him and you didn't say anything.
Yeah.
But he's the one. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? No, I that's what I felt. I almost felt like responsible. I was like,
Oh,
oh, the
God,
one that
no.
sees this guy. He's on his laptop. He's got his phone out, and he's like, oh yeah. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, we're taking off in a minute. Can you I forget. I don't remember
I can't
exactly
believe
what
you
I
said that.
I don't remember exactly what I said, but I asked him, like, you got to turn that, turn that off or whatever.
I would have said, "Mind your fucking neck." That's what I would have
And
said.
I would have
to
said
him.
that. I don't know what mind your neck means, but mind your business.
Same
I would
thing.
say that is my business. Is that I never heard mind your neck.
I've heard mind your neck.
I mean,
I think
I
I was-
don't want him screwing up a flight that I'm on. If I see something happening, I'm going to stop it.
I think I was shocked the first time we talked about this, and I've forgotten about it, and I'm equally as
I
shocked.
know. I can't believe he said. I know.
Yeah.
Why are you shocked?
I don't know. I could see you going like, like to the flight attendant, like this one over here. Like,
This guy wouldn't.
That
Yeah.
would have been more. No.
No.
Nah, not
The
really.
flight attendant was nowhere near us. We were in the middle of nowhere to land on the plane, and they were doing their presentation. The whole that stuff, and I was like, all right, I'm not going to get anybody's attention. We're about to take off, so I had to tell them.
also,
Everybody
like
else was
you're
doing
setting
their
up
thing.
like
Just imagine this guy has a whole laptop out, and he's he's on his phone. I'm like, all right, this has got to stop.
I'm really surprised because I was gonna say you're setting up like a really awkward how long was your flight? 2-3 hours, whatever it was.
Oh, we ignored each other the rest of the time. I had my headphones on, and I was watching the thing, and he was fine. That was it. No, we didn't say a word to each other the rest of the ride, but there's a space. But we weren't like sharing an armrest or anything. There was some space between us, and we were fine.
I bet you took
was
a
no
picture of
awkwardness.
Frank and then put it on his Twitter. Be aware of the fucking cell phone police, electronic police. Oh yeah, he was mad. He was mad. He wasn't mad when
He
you
could
said
be
that.
mad all he wants.
I gotta tell
He
you,
was not. He was very, very accommodating. He was, oh yeah, no problem. He turned everything off.
when we flew down to Virginia Beach, they were like, "You can't even have headphones in on takeoff."
Oh
They were
really?
like, "Please put away all your electronic devices, like including headphones." They said it, and I like
Yeah, but
religiously
your
like
headphones plug into the plane
not
thing,
on
right?
this plane. Yeah, no, they didn't have that.
Oh, all right.
They don't really have that anymore, where you plug headphones in or they give you a pair of headphones because everybody's got headphones with them.
Yeah, JetBlue.
That's true.
But I
Last
remember,
one
like,
I was on, they handed them out.
did they? But I was on Sunjet or whatever the fuck. What was the thing that Janine said before? Spirit. I was on Spirit. Yeah, we were flying, cheapo. But
Yeah,
because
they
I
have
have
a
the
boombox
religious,
up at the front.
I
Here's
religiously
what
have.
everybody's listening to.
No, I was gonna say I have to religiously listen to music when we take off. I have a superstition of listening to one song
Mm.
during takeoff, and if I can't, I get a little panicky.
Can we
What
guess the
song
song?
is it?
You'll never guess.
It's Dave Matthews.
You'll guess the artist. You'll never guess the song. Yeah.
Is it? You'll guess the art. I don't know that. I can't. I only know like 3 songs of his. So
Yeah. It wouldn't matter.
if it's not Ants Marching, Satellite, or
Learn to
Crash,
Fly.
it's probably not Crash.
It's not
I
Crash.
don't think it's Crash.
It's not Crash.
Then I don't know.
Yeah. Now it's a song called Crush.
What's it called?
Because I'll tell you what, you're gonna make
was
me say
close.
it. I'm gonna say it because he says, I'm here dancing on the ground. Am I right side up or upside down? And that lyric always, I was like, because when you're on Earth, you could be hanging off the upside down. You don't know. Like Oceanie right now is hanging upside down, and she is walking on.
No, to her, we're upside down.
Exactly.
Mm.
So that weird, like, it all doesn't matter, always like soothing. It was like very soothing during a plane takeoff. Plus, got a really good bass line. I put that on. I'm set. I'm good. I'm ready for takeoff.
If your kids aren't screaming in your ear.
Yeah, they are. But my wife's dealing with all that. She's handling it.
Oh,
It's a year and ass.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, don't
wait, I
bother
want to
me.
know
I'm
what
listening
that.
to Dave Matthews.
I want to know what sexy man Pedro, what his coffee is.
Okay, great segue, J Sabs. Way to kill it in the hosting duties. Pedro Pascal, who I think I'm falling in love with him. A little bit of a man crush.
The guy's currently
get it.
carrying 2 streaming services on his back right now.
What's the other one? Disney?
Disney's The Mandalorian.
Right. So Disney and HBO. Plus
Okay.
he was in
Disney.
Okay. Here's the thing. This is the first thing I've ever watched, The Last of Us, which I always want to call This Is Us. I don't know why.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Eric, my wife too. The same thing.
It's so weird. This is the first thing I've seen him in, and now I can't not see him in everything.
I know.
He's like in commercials. He's on
that-
like TikTok. He's on YouTube all the time. It's crazy.
He's in that movie with Nicolas Cage. The
That's right.
Unbearable Talent of something or other. It wasn't bad.
Which is so funny because I remember watching the trailer and talking about that and having no idea who that other guy was. And now he's like so recognizable to me. It's like, oh, how did I miss Pedro Pascal in the fucking thing? Anyway, I watched him, dude. I watched him, comes up on my YouTube, him and Jon Favreau, who I would lick his balls today if he asked me to, nicely. They're,
Nice.
I guess because Favreau works on The Mandalorian. They were
Directed
eating,
and writes, I think.
Yeah, they were eating food together. And which one was from? Where is he from? Colombia?
Peru. No.
I'm not 100.
Peruvian?
Hold on a
I'm
minute.
not 100% sure.
Chilean? I don't know. Somewhere down in the middle of somewhere in this area of Central America.
Chile.
And
Chile.
Right. He's
Chile.
Is he upside down? Okay.
I don't know. See, I hated telling you. I'm going to fucking hear that for the next 14 years.
Yep. Everybody's right side up, you idiot.
No, they're not. No,
Yes,
they're
they
not.
are.
The Earth rotates on an axis. At some point, somebody's going to be over here, standing
they're
up.
right side up. Yeah.
Yeah, but their head is going to be pointing down.
No. No. The
Yes.
down is towards the center of the earth.
Huh? Sorry.
That's a clip. That's a clip right there.
That is a clip. I don't have anything spherical.
I know what you're saying. But
You have a person here
Down.
standing up with their head up here, and the person standing here, where's their head?
yeah, but then if you're that person, down is towards the ground.
But only because of gravity. You could be upside down
Yeah,
right now. You
okay.
would have no way of knowing it.
Oh, sorry, but gravity's there. I don't know what to tell you. I can't take that away. Only because of this one law of physics. Well, yeah. Well, it's there, and there's nothing we can do about that. So until you get rid of that one pesky law of physics, we're stuck with saying down is towards the ground.
Miss Justice, say what? Oceani. Wait, what?
Right, exactly.
See, Oceani's not upside down right now. She's standing on solid ground, and down to her is.
I understand that, but you know the Earth is round. On it, you're going to have opposite sides. So,
Sure.
so if the tip of my finger is a head, and this is somebody's
get
going to be
that.
upside down.
They're not upside down though.
They
Unless
are.
You turn your finger this way. Turn one of your fingers that way.
I understand what you're saying, but that is
Then
only
they're upside down.
they're only upside down because
You have to
of
think-
gravity.
Huh?
Right, but you have to think a little wider. Zoom out, because once you do that, you realize that
out.
everybody's pulled in the same direction towards the center of the earth, and everybody's right side up unless you're standing on your head. Mic drop. The Earth, as we know it, has gravity. So if you have gravity all around the globe,
Listen, jackass.
down is towards the center of the world.
All right, here's the goddamn lyric. I'll bring it up for you.
Yeah, I'm not doubting that the lyric says that.
The lyric is beautiful.
I'm not saying suddenly Dave Matthews is a
Here we go.
scientist.
It's crazy
All right.
knowing that the world is round, and here I'm dancing on the ground. Am I right side up or upside down?
He's right side up. Oh, there's your answer.
You're always right side up?
No.
Unless you're standing on your head.
Ginny knows
If you're
what I'm
standing on
saying.
your- I know what you're saying, but it's incorrect. That's all I'm saying.
But it's only correct because it's because of gravity.
Yeah. Only because of that thing that counts. It still counts. The sky is, only blue because it's blue. Okay, well.
All right. Okay. Let's do this. Hang on a second. God damn it.
No, I get what you're saying. To us, the person on the other side of the globe is upside down.
You acknowledge that.
because their
Okay. So
feet
we've
are-
made okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I get that.
Okay. So here we
But
are.
They're
Here we
not
are.
upside down.
Here we are. This guy, everybody's
you're
right side up, right? The tip of the pens here are the heads. Everybody's right side up.
Everybody's right side up.
Okay, if I eliminate the earth and put them next to each other, is one pen upside down, or are both of these
Yeah,
pens right
you
side
elim-
up?
If you eliminate that pesky thing called Earth, yeah. If you take away this huge factor, then sure. One
Just
is
comment on the
upside down.
shapes. Just comment on the shapes. Is
Yeah,
one of these
one's up-
pens right side up and the other one upside down?
If we're all floating in space, then yeah, one's upside down, one's right side up. But you take away that, that major thing called Earth, then yeah, you got a point. But if you get rid of the earth and gravity, then you win. But until you do that, and we're still on the same page.
Listen, we can't all write Master of Puppets, okay?
That's all. That's my whole point. That's all this was leading to.
Let's get back to the second heartthrob in my life besides Dave Matthews, and that's Pedro Pascal.
Okay.
Anyway, I watched him and Jon Favreau eat food. They put an American food next to like a Chilean food and let the two of them like comment on it. And Favreau's kind of a fat fuck, so he was like, everything is delicious. But the Chilean food was the winner, I think, almost every single time. Like they put like a beef patty up against like a Big Mac, and it's like, well, of course the fucking empanada is going to be better than the yeah. But I watched the whole thing, and I was like, this guy is just electric. I'm like, he's intoxicating.
He's mesmerizing.
Yeah, I think I got a little crush on him. I don't know what's going on.
That guy's the man. And you don't even watch The Mandalorian, right?
No.
He's great in it. I mean, he has a helmet on through the entire thing, but it's him.
And you guys are missing the biggest one, which is Game of Thrones. Frank, you didn't watch it, but he was in that.
He was in Game of Thrones too?
Yep.
Holy shit, he's been in a lot of big things.
I couldn't stand Game of Thrones. I watched the first 5 episodes. I was like,
oh, yeah. Oh, God, you're such a liberal.
I know. And I'm into that stuff. No. I'm into the Lord of the Rings.
I know you are. That's why it's weird that you don't like that.
It was so boring and slow for the first 5 episodes. I'm like, I'm sure later on there's going to be dragons and crazy shit, but I can't right now.
Little known fact, the guy on the airplane next to Frank was writing a Game of Thrones blog. That's why he got so mad.
That's why I made him stop. I set the whole Game of Thrones movement back by a few hours because I told him to stop writing.
Mm-hmm. There you go. He was in Narcos too. Everybody says Narcos was unbelievable.
I never saw that one.
I think that's on Netflix too. I might look at that next just because I'm running out of stuff to watch and jerk off. Pedro Pascal too.
Me too.
Put him on the list for me, J Sabs. Where is he in the hotness? Like,
oh, he can get it.
Well, I see that, but give me obvious. Like, is it too early in his run to put him like top 5, top 10 of all time? Is he like top 50 right now and climbing with a bullet? Like as they used to say in the old music business, it's number 20 with a bullet.
He's top 10 for me, but he's only 47. If he was 10 years or 20 years older, he'd probably be top 3.
Okay.
Maybe 47. He looks older in
he does look older.
The Last of Us because his hair is a little grayer in that. I don't know if they did that or if that's his hair, but I think that maybe they added that.
I really want to know what his Starbucks drink is though.
There you go. He's on the street coming out of Starbucks. Some crazy girl stops him, makes a TikTok with him. People are obsessed with him, so they zero in on the little label they put on the Starbucks drinks to see what he has. I thought J-Sab's Starbucks order was crazy. Give me your Starbucks order, J-Sab's, for people who don't know.
It's usually 4 shots of espresso over ice, caramel drizzle.
Okay. You'll be happy to know that you and Pedro would get along very well because Pedro has an almost identical drink to you, except he goes 6 shots of espresso over ice.
Oh, God, I just came.
Damn. Oh, boy. Band.
That'll be the first for the week. Go ahead.
That is a lot of espresso. 6 shots of 4 is a lot of espresso.
Sometimes
1 is too much.
I will get 5. Sometimes I will get 5.
Wow.
If I'm really feeling it, but 4
are you like bouncing off the walls after that? How hyper are you after drinking that?
I'm really not though. I'm always
drink
like
that just to get right.
Yeah, it's true.
Gotta get your fix.
Mm-hmm. It's
Right. I had espresso once. Like I got it at like a restaurant, and I was like, I'll try espresso once. You know, it's very tiny. It's a little. It just tasted like burnt coffee, and I was like, this is disgusting. I don't know how anybody. It was bitter, and it's just gross. Right? Am I wrong? It's bitter, right?
It's bitter. But some people like that. That's why people like, you know, that what the old Italians used to do is put the lemon peel in it to make it a little bit, to make it less bitter. But I love it.
Put a lemon in it to
A lemon peel.
The lemon rind.
bitter.
Rind. There you go.
Yeah.
Isn't like lemon one of the most bitter things on the planet? Yeah, but aren't lemons like
Derek,
the most bitter
some
thing
of
in
us
the
are
world?
immune to caffeine. I think I might be.
I think you can kill your, like, it's one of those things where the more you drink it, the less
Yeah.
effectiveness it has on you.
Mm-hmm.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that was like with Jumpstart, like I love the espresso blend because it was like that was like the bitter one that gave you the
Mm-hmm.
the dark roast was like the chocolatey, or the medium roast was the chocolatey one, which was good, but the espresso blend was like, that was the shit right there. That was the good stuff.
Ugh, I
So
can't
he
drink bitter.
does he drink it hot or iced?
No, he drinks it iced, but I'm
Oh
curious.
God,
I'm curious to get your
I'm having multiples.
Oh God.
no, because there might be something. I'm going to say something that might fuck it up. I want to get your impression on this. When you order Starbucks, do you pick the cup size? What cup size do you pick?
Grande.
Okay, he picks Venti.
Okay.
I don't know if you can
Is
fit
that small?
6 into a. No, Venti's bigger than the Grande, right?
Oh,
Mhm.
tall is small.
Do you get it over
I
ice?
think tall
Yep.
is the small one.
Regular ice, little ice, extra ice. What do you do?
I like less ice.
He goes for extra ice. Is that points?
Oh, he
Is that
does.
points
Okay.
off? Does he lose a little?
No, he can still get it.
Okay, because I thought you were going to be
Straw or
like,
no
he's a
straw?
pussy. Fuck him. I can't do it.
Pussy.
Straw or no straw?
Straw.
He doesn't appear to be
What
holding a
if-
straw here.
Oh,
No
so
straw
it's
for
one
Pedro.
unless he was given a lid that already has a hole in it. And some people feel weird about asking for a straw on top of that.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
I don't.
He has got a huge head.
Let me see him.
Does
He's
he?
got a fucking billboard head. Yeah, his head is way too big. You don't think?
All right.
Nah.
Like, if you have a head that size, you have to like cut. Like, I have a big head, and I try and cut my hair to like make it a bit more aerodynamic. He has like
no one's beating me. You're talking about bow down for I am Frank, king, lord of the giant heads.
no, but you don't have a giant. Like, he has like a billboard. Like, his is like a perfect block head.
Yeah, he does have a big head.
All right. Yeah, but
And he
no,
wears his
I've
hair
never-
like out here and like long and squared off in the top corners. It makes it look worse.
I can never find a hat that fits me. I'm dead honest.
Really?
Whenever
Aw.
I'm in a store and I like a hat, I look at a hat. It does not. I have to go the largest size they got. It never fits.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, now you know how I feel when it comes to shirts and pants in general. So don't feel so bad.
You know what I like to do? That's funny. I would love to find out where he gets his Starbucks, get my Starbucks order, happen just to like bump into him or see him from across the street and just raise my glass to his. Like, you know how
Yeah.
people like,
Are we coffee buddies?
yeah.
Oh my God! Hey.
Yeah, right.
So is he married?
Oh, that
don't
I
know.
don't know.
Yeah,
I surprisingly haven't really stalked him much yet.
In my fantasies, he's not married and he's sexually confused. So am I.
That's possible.
Yeah.
That's possible. He, I know he was on Hot Ones. He did.
Yeah,
The wing
I'm waiting to see that.
I'm waiting to see.
I'm waiting
no-
to see that. We're actually going to watch
I
it
have
right
never
before
watched-
me and my husband, you know.
Foreplay.
Yeah.
Let's use hot ones
I've
as
never
foreplay
watched
tonight,
it.
honey.
I've never
Um,
watched an episode of Hot Ones. I can't do it. 'Cause
Really?
it's just
Why?
People eating into a microphone, and I can't.
Oh.
I don't think I'd be able to handle that.
You make no sense. Again, the walrus eating a carrot, slop it away doesn't bother you at all. But the hot
Because
ones
it's not
bothers you.
obnoxious. It's the obnoxiousness that bothers me. It grosses me out when people do it loudly and have no regard for how loud they are.
Ugh.
When when animals do it, they can't control that. They're not, I'm not expecting etiquette from an animal. It's all right. I understand animals They can't close their mouths for the most part. They're just chewing. It doesn't bother me. If a person's chewing very loudly and it's not like on purpose and it's just the way they chew. It's like, ugh, it's just gross. I don't want to hear your food. It's not my thing. Leave me alone.
Okay.
No, I know people don't like. My brother has that thing though too. He can't stand when people chew or eat loudly, and he will call you out on it in front of everyone.
Good. He just went up a notch in my my standings.
I forgot what I was going to say about Pedro Pascal.
How hot
Is he in a
you think he is.
relationship? Do we know?
Oh,
He's not.
oh, is he? Yeah. Did you find out? Is he married?
No.
He's not married.
Not on the market.
He's going for sexiest man alive. I could tell. He's in Paul Rudd territory.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god,
Could be.
Paul Rudd could get it too. Oh,
That's surprising.
Ant-Man.
Okay, here we go, J-Sabs. Rank these three for me. Paul Rudd, Pedro Pascal, and
Chris Evans.
who? Chris Evans?
He was one of the recent
No.
sexiest men alive.
I was going to say he wasn't a sexiest man alive, but Tony Stark. Who's the fucking Iron Man?
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr.
Okay, I'm gonna say Pedro's number 1, Paul Rudd number 2, and 3 is Iron Man. I don't
Okay.
think,
Go ahead, explain.
I don't think Robert Downey Jr. is all that hot.
See, I thought he was like an older, like distinguished gentleman kind of vibe.
He's not old enough.
I forget Frank.
He's older than the rest of them.
Who is she like obsessed with? That I can't remember.
Ian McKellen. I have no idea.
Okay, Ian McKellen or Pedro Pascal.
Ian McKellen.
Who's old enough for you? I don't know.
John Hamm.
John Hamm. John Hamm or Pedro Pascal.
Oh, this is really tough. I'm gonna have to go Pedro because he's new and exciting.
It's all just new and exciting right now with Pedro, right?
Yeah.
Oscars are Sunday, but so is the series finale of The Last of Us.
Oh.
That took me by surprise. After the last episode, it said, "Stay tuned." Next week the season finale. I went, oh,
Me too.
really?
Me
I was
too.
like, there's one left.
I hate when I know. I don't want to know it's the end. I hate it.
Ugh.
All right, predictions. Well, spoilers, everybody. Spoilers. Predictions. What do you think's going to happen?
Ew, someone said David Cross. Ugh.
David Cross.
Oh god, that's funny. I think he's
What's
playing.
gonna
I think fuck, marry, kill. Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman.
Isn't Gene Hackman like a not 93 Gene Hackman, but regular Gene Hackman's kind of an attractive older guy though, no? You don't think so? I'm surprised. I think he would be like a older guy sex symbol with all the movies. He's always like playing like an aggressive, authoritarian kind of a character.
Ooh,
Yeah, but I feel like he's always been old. Even when he was like 35, he looked like he was
60.
65.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I thought that would be appealing to her, the
Yes,
older
that's
look.
true.
You know?
That's true.
All right, The Last of Us predictions. What do you guys think's going to happen on the last episode?
I thought the last one was very good. It was all her. I don't remember her name, Ellie, but I don't remember the actress's name. She was awesome in that. So the goal. Well, what's the goal? The goal is they're trying to get to. They're trying to move south to a lab or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, they were trying to get
Well,
to the
no, Boston.
No, they came from Boston.
No, I thought that.
They came from Boston. They went.
going.
No,
they left Boston in the first few episodes. They were
Sure.
in Boston, and then they went all the way west to
Wyoming.
Oregon, or Wyoming. Okay, and now his brother directed him south. He said, "You go south along this highway, and it's a couple miles west of that or something." And that's where the research facility or something is.
The
and that's where they
Fireflies.
gotta go.
Yeah.
The Fireflies. So my prediction is it's gonna
What?
be a battle to get there, and they're gonna find it's probably ruined. It's in ruins.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably a predictable, outcome,
Right.
but I'm sure there's gonna be some curveballs. But they're gonna get there. They're gonna be like, "Oh, we made it," and it's gonna be overrun, or it's gonna be a wasteland or something.
Interesting. J Sams?
I kind of thought what Frank said, like either it's ruined or they're just gonna try to take the girl and kill him.
Who would? Oh, like the Fireflies?
Yeah.
Why would? Why?
I don't know. I just have a feeling, and then plus, I'm a psychic, so
I think that they're going to get there. They're going to meet the Fireflies. Everything is going to seem like we did it. We made it. And then they're going to get like a sneaking suspicion like, oh, are these really the Fireflies or is this like Fedra? Like what's going on here?
Posing as Fireflies?
And then I think it's going to end like that. I think it's going to end cliffhanger style. Like, are they really safe?
Right, because it's not gonna end. It's not gonna be a happy ending where they get there and they find the cure.
right.
Because there's already another season planned, right?
Right.
Yep.
So
Yeah. Or they're going to get there and here's my B. They're going to get there and they're going to discover they're in the right place. It is the right people. But the last 4 people like Ellie, who they tried to harvest their blood, didn't make it. Or the cure didn't work.
good.
Oh,
That's good.
I also think that they're going to get a new leader, and he's going to have a big plane. And every time he tries to walk up that plane, he just trips. He just can't make it up that plane without tripping.
That's the 6 o'clock news. You're confusing things.
Oh shit! You're right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a whole different thing.
I was like, what the hell is that? I was trying to think of what movie that was.
I'll go back to I'm annoyed because I think if this was a 1-season show, it would have been maybe one of the greatest shows ever. But now they're gonna wonder how long are we gonna hang?
I
for
know
now?
that's the whole thing.
4
How long-
years?
You
Yeah.
never know. Well, I feel like they're not gonna do what The Walking Dead did, is drag it out for 12 years. They're gonna. I feel like because a lot of these shows now are 1 or 2 seasons and they end it. So I feel like this will be maybe a couple of more seasons, and that'll be that. Because how much more can they do? They're gonna drag it out. It's not gonna be good after a while. It's gonna be the same stories.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's kind of how I feel. Like, how many times more can we get to a town and get ambushed? We've already like 3 or 4 in already.
Right.
Yeah, that's the trouble. They're gonna come up with new reasons for them to travel. New reasons for like.
They're gonna get to the
hard.
camp and
New
be like, the
characters.
camp moved. Camp's in Boston. They're like, oh fuck,
Nah.
We just came from
Whoa.
just came from.
Maybe they get a plane and they travel to like Europe. I don't know.
What bugs me is, so I started to join a bunch of like Facebook groups, and I don't know if I should tell you this. It's not a spoiler per se, but there was a second video game. Did you guys know
Yes.
that? Okay, see, I
I
didn't
didn't
know
know
that.
there was a second
I didn't
video
know.
game. No.
Yeah, that annoyed me too. I was really annoyed. Didn't know there was a second video game.
Don't tell me anything about the second video game.
I don't know anything about it. I just stopped the groups, and I haven't looked at it in our chat right now because I don't want anybody spoiling anything for me. I'll read it after.
Yeah, I don't want to know if it's the same characters or not. Don't want to know. Don't tell me anything.
Quickly here, Chris Rock and Will Smith supposedly, as the story goes, yet another source spoke to ET and said Will Smith is very upset with Chris Rock on how he was treated during his comedy special.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yes.
the poor guy.
Yes, he's very hurt, and he said that he's surprised Netflix even aired it, which is like it was a live thing. How would Netflix know?
I'm sure they knew his material before he went on, though.
2 more things. People are talking about the fact that the whole Smith family, he's banned from the Oscars for 10 years. They might go to the Vanity Fair Oscar party, which is like the party that everybody goes to right
Ooh.
after the Oscars.
Well, they're not banned from that. They could go.
Yeah. That would be fucking weird, though, wouldn't it be?
Probably.
I would like that.
Is Chris Rock going to be there?
I don't know if Chris. I think he did. Well, he definitely declined hosting the Oscars. I don't know if he's going to actually go.
Right. I mean, I'm trying to think. He's not in. I think he's in anything that came out recently. So, I mean, he could just be there just to go. He was there last year. What the hell?
Finally, the costs for the Oscars. Do you want to know how much it's going to cost approximately for the 2023 Oscars to go?
Just to go to the Oscars? How much does it cost to go?
No,
there?
just to put it on, just to actually
Oh.
produce the Oscars.
One show, 4 or 5 hours. You factoring in all the awards and the gift bags and all that stuff? I'd say 25 mil.
They're estimating $56.8 million.
I was gonna say 50 mil, and I cut it.
What the hell?
Do you want to
You're
hear some of
lying.
the? You want to hear some of these costs? They
The gift bags
estimate.
alone are like 50 grand each.
Yeah, so this isn't an Oscar cost, but they're just going through all the money surrounding the Oscars. For an A-list actress to go to the awards ceremony, they estimated it costs around $10 million.
What?
First-time attendees spend approximately $266,000. Kate Blanchett, who is nominated for Best Lead Actress for Tar this year, set a record for the most expensive look ever in the Oscars in 2014 when her ensemble cost, her outfit, cost $18.1 million.
What the hell is that about?
Lady
I'm sure
Gaga.
I'm sure she didn't spend that money on the outfit. I'm sure that's just what it costs, and the label gave it to her to wear. And I'm sure I'm sure she didn't spend that money to buy that dress or something, right?
Yeah,
Maybe.
probably not. Lady Gaga wore a Tiffany pendant in 2019, which was valued at $30 million, the pendant alone.
Yeah, that's again. She didn't buy it. I'm sure they just gave it to her to wear.
According to Wallet Hub, a win in the Best Actor or Actress category can mean a 20% boost in pay for the next film. Best Picture winners can see an average of $9.4 million in an increase in their domestic box office sales. The trophy itself, you know how much that's worth?
Ooh.
An actual Oscar?
Oh, I wonder.
It's gold plated. 30 grand.
J Sabs?
500,000.
$400.
No way.
It's the least valuable thing
That's
in the whole evening.
hilarious.
I think you said
You know what though?
Yeah.
I could see that because they give out a ton of them. If the best pick, the producing, everybody gets one. Like it's like an Emmy. It's the same kind of thing, I guess.
You want to know how much it is to attend the Vanity Fair party?
How much?
Like
For a pair of
just to go.
tickets, just to go to the Vanity Fair party.
Yeah.
A pair of tickets cost $80,000.
No
Get
way.
the fuck out of here.
I didn't think you had to pay to get in.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. Will Smith doesn't have to pay.
Okay.
But every fucking hanger-on in Hollywood that wants to be at the party where Will Smith is, those guys, that's where they're making all their money, off the people that want access to the celebs.
Really?
So the celebs who have that money
Don't
aren't
pay.
paying, but the people who don't have the money have to pay.
Well, I mean, they have the money too. You're talking about like douchebag bankers and, producers and all those. If you're not famous enough to get an invite, you can pay 80 grand and get in.
80 grand. Holy crap. We should throw a party for 40 grand a ticket.
Right.
We'd have chips, dips. What do you want?
That's crazy.
Some Snapple.
Chips, dips.
Put on a nice spread.
The
Italian
annual,
hero.
the Italian hero. You imagine?
Be a nice party.
When I go to a party and there's a hero on the table, I'm like, this is a good fucking party.
This party went up a notch.
Yeah.
Italian hero, any kind of hero. Chicken cutlet, It's all
I'm
good.
not a. I have to say, I'm gonna say this, and it's going to be a very bold statement. I'm not a fan of the chicken colored hero.
Mm.
That is my least favorite hero. In a like a 6 foot hero or something. That's my least, because 9 times out of 10, it's too dry. It's too dry of a sandwich. I feel just a big hunk of chicken in there. It's not.
You know, I think as a
Not super
podcast, we're making a real. I mean, I think we're speaking for the people right now.
I
Are
know.
we? I think that's a popular. These are popular opinions.
I think so. I think you're both right. It is. I will eat it. I'm surprised at J Sab's take, but I agree with Frank. It is the least. I would probably rank it last on the hero spectrum. Rank the heroes. Let's go. Who goes first? Ladies first.
Go ahead.
Only if I'm with Pedro. Um,
That's your hero.
I'm gonna go Italian, then I'm gonna go American,
And then chicken cutlet.
then chicken. Here's the thing with
Why
the
are those the
chicken.
only three?
I don't love. I don't love chicken cutlets. I really don't. I rather grilled chicken than a chicken cutlet, but I also don't love a roasted red pepper. There, I said it.
No, me too.
I like
Me
roasted
too.
red peppers. Those are good. I like those on my Italian hero. That's good.
Those are agita makers. Give me a tomato over a red pepper any
Yes.
day of the week.
Yep, same here.
In fact, I think
The
if
red
you're
pepper.
ordering a sub for a hero for a party and you're going chicken cutlet and you do peppers instead of tomato, you're being inconsiderate to everybody.
Yep, because you want to give people
yeah.
a heartburn the whole night.
Exactly.
You're setting them
Tomato
up for heartburn.
tomato is safe. People will love their roasted peppers more. You may score higher with certain people at the party, but tomatoes are safe across the board for everybody. Everybody likes a tomato.
Then I don't play it safe with my heroes.
You play it fast and loose.
My heroes are
Well,
bold. My heroes stand out.
It sounds like a T-shirt.
Damn right.
I just
Why are those
don't
the only three
love.
heroes though? It's either Italian, American, or some kind of chicken cutlet.
I think your order is the same as Janine's, though.
Yeah, no, that's my same order. Italian's the best one in my opinion.
Yeah, see,
But
and
they should do other. Those are the only three though. There should be other varieties.
I do.
You go to a deli. There's a wall of 50 sandwiches, but when it comes to a 6 foot hero, it's one of those three.
Well, let's be honest. The chicken cutlet has only made it into the neighborhood the last couple of years.
Yeah, that's true.
10 years ago, you
I
couldn't
feel
get a
like
chicken cutlet hero.
Nah.
I feel like we were having chicken cutlet heroes when we were teenagers. That whenever we went to a party, there was a chicken cutlet hero.
No.
I think you're wrong there.
It was always Italian and American, and they always used to have the little flag in them, so
Yeah.
you'd know where they would change.
Now they fuck you up, and now you're like,
Yeah, now
damn,
you
is
gotta
it
look at the
Italian
sandwich.
or is it American?
Yeah.
Now you got to look at the sandwich and go, okay, I recognize these meats.
Well, okay, before I go, there is this one hero that I got once. And Anthony, I believe you said you really liked it. I could be wrong. It is from an Italian specialty deli over here, not the uncle one. And it is their most popular hero. It is grilled chicken, hot cherry peppers, fresh mozzarella, and some kind of lettuce, I believe. It is amazing. The way that they do it,
it's good. And I said I liked it. It might have been
Yeah.
good. I wouldn't go for hot cherry peppers though. That's not my scene.
it's very good on there.
I
Yeah.
dig that.
You'll have to
good.
get it
But
again so we could try it.
But again, it's chicken cutlet. I mean,
Right.
Are there no other options?
No, there's other
I get like
options, but for what you're talking about mass appeal items. Like those are
That's it.
basically the
Right.
mass appeal items.
I know, but I feel like as a society, what's the fourth?
We haven't
what's
evolved.
The fourth hero. We've got to come up with a fourth option for a hero. That's just it's one of three, and I think it's time for a change. In my administration, we would have.
Is that what you're
4
running on?
heroes. That's what I'm running on. That's my platform.
And you know it's gonna be a fucking veggie hummus one.
Yeah.
Liberal.
Now, how do you feel?
That's a good one. A little
Ugh.
roasted vegetables.
Ugh.
Oh,
Okay,
All right,
first of
the
all,
other option. That's
Whenever you go somewhere and they have the deli tray of the wraps, the fucking veggie wraps are always the ones that are left last. 'Cause nobody fucking eats that shit.
I won't eat it if there's onions on it, but I'll eat the crap out of if there's portobello mushrooms and zucchini and all that stuff on it. The grilled, I'm in.
That's crazy.
That's good stuff. A little balsamic vinegar.
Nobody eats that shit. I'm telling you, nobody.
I like the grilled vegetables; those are good. But we need. I'm telling you, we need a fourth hero option. Tuna,
Yeah, Philly
that's probably
cheesesteak.
not good.
Philly cheesesteak.
Cheesesteak. That'd be good.
Ooh, that would be good. But here's the thing, though: when you're delivering heroes, it's always like a Super Bowl day or graduation. It's a busy day. You can't keep a Philly cheesesteak hero warm the whole time. It's no good.
Yeah, it's got to be a cold hero.
Those other heroes, they survive in room temperature weather, no matter what.
Yeah, they got to sit out for a few hours on the table, and they got to go well with the salads. I got you.
And I got to tell you, I'm with Paul here. We don't need another hero. I would run on the platform of we're going to get rid of the chicken cutlet hero. I've had enough already.
We're eliminating. See, now we can't. That's. I think I win the votes. Eliminating a hero, giving fewer options. What are you, a Republican?
I want to go back to traditional American values where there were just two heroes.
I want more options. Give us more.
And you couldn't just decide one day you wanted to be another hero just because you felt like it. You had two heroes to choose from. That's it.
If you want a Italian one, great. You want an American one, great. You want chicken cutlet, great. You want a vegetable one, great. Anything, your world's your oyster. Give me another hero.
What's next? Hummus heroes with pickles and potato chips, you sick bastard.
If that's what the people want.
It'll be out of control. It'll be anarchy.
Well, I'm in. I'm in for it.
Next thing you know, we'll have illegal immigrants climbing over the wall, making their own heroes. It's out of control. We can't have it, Frank. Less heroes.
Bring them all in. Let's go. We'll have a big party at the wall. Let's go.
Here, let me go through some of these other numbers really quickly here. Annual Oscars goodie bag is valued at $200,000 these days.
What the hell is in there?
In 2021, an NFT of Chadwick Boseman was in one of the bags and reached $1.2 million in value.
Ooh.
A 30-second spot on the Oscars costs $1.95 million, which is 72% less than a Super Bowl commercial. But this is the second most valuable television real estate in the land. There's no other thing.
Allowed to sell a Chadwick Boseman NFT? I'm sure they had to get permission for that, right?
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
Oh, good.
Do you know how much it costs for them to install the red carpet outside the Dolby Theater?
Installing the red carpet. I'm not sure how big and how much area it takes up.
It's a big mamma jamma.
Big, right? It's huge.
Huge.
Now, that red carpet is not just the path that the people walk on. It does it go like where the press is too? It comes out.
Yeah, it's pretty wide and it's got the thing over it so that it's not, it's big.
I'd say $1 million.
$24,000.
What are you doing to me?
Mm-hmm.
All right, you're overselling it. 24,000.
All right, you ready for this? This is the first year since 1961 where there will not be a red carpet.
What?
It will not be the traditional crimson colored carpet. This year, it will be a champagne colored carpet.
What?
Drastic changes. Because last year, Chris Rock got slapped, and they just are trying to do the best they can to change things up.
I can see that.
Who knows if, like a bull, the red just kind of got Will enraged to begin with coming into the place.
Sure. Makes sense. Now, is that like, what happens to that carpet? Like, to just thrown away? Do they store it somewhere? Like, is last year's red carpet in like a storage house somewhere? Or is that like recycled and gone?
I would guess so. Yeah, I don't think they just. This is the same fucking thing every year. I don't think they buy a new carpet. What they should
do, what I would do, if I owned that red carpet, I put it out there, and I was responsible for taking it up and getting rid of it. I'd cut it up into pieces, and I'd sell a piece of the red carpet. This is a genuine, certified from the whatever 2023 Oscars. this was a piece of the red carpet. That's what.
That would be interesting.
So people would frame that, put that up somewhere. People, big movie buffs or whatever, sell it for a piece like this, 6 inches by 6 inches, a little square. What would someone pay for that? $500?
Yeah, I'd say people do. Yeah,
people would go for that. If I was in charge of the red carpet, that's what I would do. I'd make my money back in a minute, then some.
I could see that. People are buying jerseys. People are buying dirt off of fields.
People buy, yeah, exactly. People buy pieces of old stadiums. They buy props from movies. Imagine getting the red carpet from 19, when the Godfather won. So this was the red carpet that Brando didn't walk on it, but some other people walked on it.
Motherfucker didn't even show up. Derek says, I'm a huge movie buff and I'm not paying $20 for a piece of red carpet.
But it's authentic. It has the certificate of authenticity. And it's about this big, and it's framed. Comes in a nice glass, nice frame. Maybe a little photo of people on the carpet.
I got a news for you. I don't think you can sell a frame for $20 these days. It sounds like you got a $60 product right there.
I'm telling you, with the frame and the carpet.
It's a thick frame.
Bucks.
Oh, $500?
$500 per.
Now it's more money.
Half of, maybe a 6 inch by 6 inch piece of carpet, red carpet.
Okay, but I got to be honest with you. I wouldn't want the plain one. I'd want something with like a stain on it or like a piece of gum stuck in there. So I could be like, it's Tom Cruise's gum. See it? It's Tom Cruise's gum.
It's John Voight's car. It's John Voight. This is John Voight's teeth marks.
This year the motion.
Gregory Peck's bicycle. And Barbara Mandrell's skateboard. Sorry.
The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences has announced that they are going to have a special crisis team to help avoid any similar situations to the Will Smith slap.
I feel like that was a one-off.
Yeah, I think so too.
We've been doing the Oscars for 80 years now or something. That's never happened before. It's going to be probably another 80 years before something like that happens again.
Could you imagine if every year we have a physical altercation between actors? That would be crazy.
I'd watch. I'd start watching again.
I just want to know what a film award show crisis team looks like. Like, what is that? Because I feel like you could have just been like, we got an extra security guard. Or you could maybe have fixed this problem by saying the security guards we use to keep the psychopaths away from the celebrities, we've instructed them to stop the celebrities from committing a crime as well. And you wouldn't need a crisis team for that then.
I mean, is it like if there was a crisis team at the previous Oscars, what would their job have been? To talk to Chris Rock and Will Smith and be like, let's settle this kind of thing. Like they take them backstage and they talk to them. Is that what
you mean like after the fact?
Crisis team did?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, I don't know how you stop that. He was the front row, and he just walked right up on stage. What crisis team is going to stop that? Unless it's like a concert where they have a row of security guards in front of the stage. There's no one stopping that.
The only crisis team that could have stopped this from happening would have been Doc Brown and Marty McFly hopping in that car and going back a number of years and stopping that devil of a woman from blowing her son's friend behind Will Smith's back.
There's a missed opportunity for a sequel.
Yeah, that's the crisis team I'd hire.
Back to the Future 4. Stop the slap. I'm in. Color me $20 later. I am in.
Do you think Jada got up and was like wiping her mouth and was like, is this a Gray's Sports Almanac? What the fuck is, that'd be a hell of a plot twist.
I'm telling you, you'd sell more than I'm selling the red carpet for.
I think so. Bill Kramer, who's the CEO of the Academy Awards, says we have a whole crisis team, something we've never had before, and many plans in place. We've run many scenarios. So it's our hope that we'll be prepared for anything that we may not anticipate right now, but that we're planning for just in case it does happen. What does that look like? All right, let's play it back. What if Angelina Jolie slaps the shit out of Jennifer Aniston? John, where do you go? Like, what are they doing in that auditorium right now?
How many minutes do we let go by until we step in and stop it? I'm saying 3. We let it go for 3, and then we jump in. That's 3's max.
Oh God. I mean, it's like insane. It's fucking insane. Like, what are they what are they preparing for?
I'm picturing 2 guys. This is the crisis team. 2 guys. One is that face that smiles, and one is the face that frowns. And there's your crisis team.
That's the crisis team.
They're just standing off stage like this. And they go, which one do you want to talk to?
Oh God.
The happy guy, you want to talk to the upset guy.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
I mean,
it doesn't make
I guess it's a tamper the drama down kind of team. Something happens, they come in and they squash it.
But it's a room full of actors. There is not a greater concentration of drama than at a film award show. Like, even a high school play can't compete with the amount of drama at the Oscars. It's impossible.
Unwarranted drama. Drama like a slap, a physical assault kind of drama.
I mean, do you screen people on the way in? Like, okay, have you stepped out on your significant other in the last 3 years? And if they're like, no, if they take too long to answer, do we sit them in a special section? Where there are more crisis team members, in the area?
Are they in the crowd, or are they backstage?
Are they like the air marshals and they're just hidden among the? Do we deputize Pedro Pascal to be the fucking?
I think some of the seat fillers are going to be secret people.
There you go. People are going to be like, did you see the seat filler that was there?
No.
He's fucking 6 foot tall, 225 pounds. Guy was a fucking linebacker.
He's packing. He's ready to go.
What if somebody starts heckling Jimmy Kimmel? Then what do we do? Does the crisis team snap into?
What? Yeah, does that qualify as a crisis?
Would be for Jimmy Kimmel.
That's what I'm saying. Stops the show.
What if Jimmy Kimmel lays down for a bit and a minority person is accepting an award? Do they drag him off the stage then? Is that a crisis?
Someone should. So, yeah. Honestly,
even if you put that particular actress on the map?
I don't know. But, I don't know. I guess on a serious note, like if there's like I don't know. Remember when Adrian Brody went up there and kissed and made out with what's her name? When he won, the person presenting was Holly Berry.
Oh, okay. He kissed. I don't remember that.
And he went up there, and he planted one on her, caught her off guard. Now, is that a crisis team moment? Miss Berry, are you all right? Do you need, what do we do? Do we step in?
Yeah.
Because that's, an unwarranted kiss. I'm sure she didn't. Maybe I don't think she okayed it, but who knows?
If she didn't okay it in advance, I would say definitely a call to the crisis team, Me Too division of the crisis team.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you think they have a Me Too division and a slap division and a spilled cocktail division just to kind of make sure they're covering all the bases?
Tide Pen division. I think they have I think it's just one group of people. Here's your general instructions. You see a crisis, we squash it. That's their deal.
Yeah. Bird has a good idea. Is the crisis team cueing the music? That's a good, setting the whole thing together. What if somebody flips out? There's always they play somebody out and then they get mad about it. That always happens every single year. There's always a play out, and then people are like, they should have really given that person a chance to have their say. And it's like
every time. I don't think there's ever been a speech that I can think of where someone went, that was too long of a speech. It's always either too short or just right. Too short because it got cut off, or they did it right. There's never someone that's like that. That just went on and on forever.
There's been a couple. Yeah, there's been a couple.
Really?
Yeah, there's been a couple too where they're like, you can play the music all you want, but I'm doing my thank you, and then everybody's like, yes, yes. But then
they shut the lights and the music and the microphone goes back into the stage.
But the same thing happens every year, and the show's 4 hours and it's way too long. And then it's also like, why didn't we let the sound direction editor go up and accept their award? This isn't fair. And it's because nobody gives a fuck about the sound editor. That's why.
The amount of awards we don't see, there's a lot of them. There's that if we
tons.
Yeah. If they showed all of them, we'd be there all day.
Yeah. And they're like, why didn't we get the foreign, the foreign film costume director on? Because we don't like minorities. Okay. Is that what you want to hear? It's just too fucking long. We can't have all the shit.
It's long. Billy Crystal should have come. I remember that. Did you see the bit with Jimmy Kimmel and Billy Crystal?
Recently? No.
Yeah. They did like a promo for the Oscars. It was pretty funny. It was like 2 minutes or something. I guess he did it on his show, Jimmy Kimmel. It was him. He walked into the room just like in Maverick, in Top Gun Maverick, and John Hamm is sitting there. He's like, all right, we called you in. We needed your help, blah, 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 blah. He goes, you sure? You didn't want like this guy? And Billy Crystal walks in. And he's like, oh, no, it's all yours. Something like that.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was good. But every one of them that Billy Crystal did was entertaining.
I would let Billy Crystal host this award show every single year until the day that he collapses on the stage and dies.
Agreed.
There was never a better host than him for the Oscars.
Yeah, he made it entertaining. You wanted to watch the Oscars. You looked forward to it. You're like, what is he going to do? It wasn't controversial, but it was entertaining.
Right.
He knew what he was doing. It was funny.
In fact, and like they used to go, remember when there was like a run on the late night hosts, like they let Letterman do it and they let Conan do it. Now it always defaults to Kimmel because it's on AB. Like they won't promote another late night show. They just give it to Kimmel now because it's like, we'll just give it to Kimmel. Like they wouldn't go to another funny, host to do that. But I would love another. They just need to go back to comics, like David Spade or somebody to shake it up. The problem is Ricky Gervais ruined that for everybody because they don't like to get called out at these fucking shows.
Yeah,
and
that's all it turns into that.
Yeah, that's all these comics will do. There's a podcast that got murdered by a stalker, but we just don't have enough time for that story,
dude,
Frank.
That's right. We were talking about stalkers on the other 2 shows ago. Or a show ago, and that's terrible. So, like their house or something.
I don't know. I was too afraid to read the article, but I'm sure we have nothing to worry about.
Ugh. I hope not.
Could you imagine if podcast hosts just started dying? Oh, and the mysterious Chinese worms. Let's do that before we're done.
Oh yeah, what the hell?
People they don't know if it's okay. So the people who are saying it's actual worms believe that it was like a heavy wind that sucked up these worms into the atmosphere and they just started falling down.
So it is a wormnado.
Other people are saying it's not worms, that it's the poplar flowers that comes off a tulip tree.
I could see that. Is there video? Can we see it?
There's not. Let me see. There's photos.
Can we see the photos?
Yeah, I'll give you the photos. They're all like. They're
put them
all.
On the screen, or you got to put them in the chat.
I gotta put it in the chat.
Suck.
They're all. Whatchamacallit. They're all like sticking to the cars. Like it definitely looks alarming.
Yeah, I got to see this.
Okay, here's a video. Here, I'll give you guys this one. Doop. Copy. By the way, don't forget to become a member.
Yes.
it's great to see new members like joining every single day. I think I misspoke. Last episode, Rhoda joined, and I thought she was already a member. Was not.
Oh, a new member from Rhoda. Oh, very good. Welcome.
New member.
Excellent.
So appreciate that. But yeah, it's in Liaoning, China,
All right.
and it's
I'm
just
looking it up here.
it's a weird. It's in the chat, so everybody can take a click and take a view of it. What's alarming is you don't really see like the worms like squirming or moving, but they are stuck to the sides of the car.
Ooh.
So I don't know.
Yeah, that looks like. I mean, that's big. There's video, yeah.
They are covered in those cars are covered in these things, and there's like dudes walking around in with umbrellas.
It looks like parts of those. It looks like I've seen like pieces of tree like that before. Like in the fall, you see this kind of thing. I don't think it's worms. It's weird though. It's definitely weird. Definitely, it looks like worms because it doesn't look like I was picturing. All right, small, tiny little worms because what kind of wind could pick up a big? I thought it would be a small little thing, but these are big. It looks like they look like sausages. But to me, if I had a guess, I would say it's like those tree. It looks like something that comes off a tree. That's my guess.
That's my guess too, because I think we'd see the things like squirming around if that wasn't the particular case.
Yeah, they look pretty still.
All right, big dog. Shout out to Miss Justice for just being on the ball today, putting a link up for the memberships. I like seeing that.
Join up, people.
You'd love to see it. Roseanne was on Alex Jones. I saw Roseanne, Alex Jones, and shit, who's the comedian that I like? It's a fat gay guy. God damn it. It's losing me. But I guess they did a podcast together, which I mean, I can't even that to me, that's like a trifecta of like, I don't know if I would go near Alex Jones, even Tim Dillon. Tim Dillon is very funny, very, very funny comedian. I don't know if I would go near Alex Jones even as a goof. So it's a pretty ballsy move from Tim Dillon.
I wouldn't go near him or Roseanne.
I would go near Roseanne. I don't think there's anything wrong with Roseanne. I don't. What did she get canceled for again? I forget. Does anybody remember?
A lot of Nazi talk, I think.
No, it wasn't Nazi talk. I think she said, I don't know, she confused somebody's race or something, but she was all hopped up on Ambien. I mean, who hasn't done that, Frank?
You're an ass.
Who hasn't all got a little riled up on Ambien? Remember, there was a time where everybody was like, I took an Ambien and woke up and started saying some crazy shit. And everybody was like, that's what Ambien will do to you. They were forgiving those Ambien rants for a little while. But Roseanne didn't make it.
But
well, it broke my
bad tweets. I think I don't know what they were.
Yeah, it broke my heart that she had to do a special on Fox Digital. That's the lowest of lows. Like, just hang for a little while longer, and then Netflix will have you back for sure.
Anyway.
Well, that's it. That's all we got. We've run out.
That's the show, folks. Have a good weekend.
Yes.
And make sure you become a member.
Become a member. Super important. There is a 50-50 chance that I will do a recap for The Last of Us after the season finale. I don't know if you want to join. We haven't discussed. I'm thinking about it. Maybe I might just watch the Oscars and get drunk. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
It's a possibility.
It's all possible, and it's all happening. And I love you all. So have a wonderful weekend. Appreciate the shares and the likes and the subscriptions and the memberships, and we'll see you.
Me potato salad. Maybe we should go now.